Reset. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy, your host, Lamar Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of Live with Lamar. It's Monday, beautiful day, long weekend. Tomorrow is Taco Tuesday. I'm really excited for that. For those of you that don't know, I'm like super in love with Taco Tuesday. It's like one of my favorite things to eat. Well, just on Tuesday. And it's really just because of the vibe, not necessarily because of tacos, but it's neither here nor there. But I had to tell you guys something. This past weekend, I decided to spoil myself. I had a whole self-care day on Saturday where I went and got mimosas and brunch. And if you know me, you know I love mimosas and I love me a good brunch. And then I decided to get a little pedicure, a little manicure, get my little hands and sit together so I ain't out here looking rough in these streets. But it was all like really good, like a really good day. I haven't had a chance to really like relax since I've been here. And Saturday was like I had a free day. I was off of work and I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I like laid down, you know what I mean? I slept in a little bit and I went out and got the mimosas and everything. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in and really enjoyed myself. So if y'all have not had a good self-care day in some time, then y'all definitely should. I definitely recommend it. It's super important for your health and just to day this, and like I spent a lot of money. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I spent a lot of money, and this Monday, and you know, over the weekend, money don't come out your account like that. So then on Monday, I checked my shit today. I'm gonna be eating ramen noodles for the rest of the week. I ain't eating nothing. I ain't going nowhere. Don't ask me nothing. No brunches for me. No nothing. Like unless one of my sugar mamas hit me up, I'm not eating anything that isn't cooked at the house because I spent a lot of money on Saturday. Like too damn much money. Y'all need to take my wallet away from me. Like take my money. Don't let me do it because I really spoiled myself. But it was well needed. I moved into my new crib, so that was super excited and got my apartment. So I was happy. It was good. It was well deserved. I've been working hard since I got here. So what else? You know what I mean? Like why not? I got some other stuff I did, so I can't really tell y'all like that on live. But you can text me and I'll tell you what I did. Maybe depending on who you are. But this weekend was really good. But of course today, you know, I got a special guest, Jordon Tidwell will be my special guest. He's an actor, model, writer. He's from Detroit and he's living out here in LA. Funny story, I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But I actually ran into bro like random as fuck. Like I met him through his PR agent and I never met him like live, like in person until like randomly I was out and I was like, oh, I know you. But he'll be coming here to talk to me about his hit show. The show that he's starring on, which is the Tough Love series, and they have like 3 or 4, like 5 different seasons. They actually preparing for a new season on YouTube. Very dope show. You know, I know a lot of you guys might like YouTube series. I know I've watched a couple, so this is like my first one I've watched in quite some time. But it was really good. I binge watched it on Saturday. I had watched it before, but then I decided to binge watch it again this past weekend. I think it was like Thursday. And watched it straight through. Very easy watch. But I definitely recommend you guys watch it. He'll be joining us in a little bit, so definitely make sure you guys hang tight. But how's everybody doing though? You know, what has everybody been up to? What's new? Any new goals? Anybody got some new exciting news they want to share with me that they may have did? Everybody celebrating tomorrow. We got 420 Taco Tuesday tomorrow. 420 and Taco Tuesday tomorrow. Like that right there is quite the combination. 420 and Taco Tuesday and tequila. All that together, all in one. So y'all, you know, I'm sipping on what I got to sip on. You already know it's a little pregame because tomorrow, y'all already know what I'm on. Don't call me. Is it? I never see. Yeah, 420 is gonna be another story. It's gonna be dope as shit. Redman and Method Man doing the versus battle tomorrow as well. So it's gonna be a very cloudy day for sure. Tampa is lit. Of course, Tampa is lit. You know, I love Tampa. I'm actually going to be in Tampa next week. So we're going to be lit out there. And if you guys have not bought your ticket for the Pondue event that's happening in Orlando, for those of you guys that always wish, like, damn, man, I wish I can go to, like, the Rock Nation brunch. Like, I really wish I could be a part of the Rock Nation brunch and get fly. Now you got a chance. Make sure y'all hit me up if you don't know about it. But my boy Mark has his Pondue event happening in Orlando next Friday. So you gotta get out your best of your best suits, your best dresses, like your hats, all that shit, and come out. I'll be down there. I got my suit ready. I got a tailor like last week, and so I'm about to be fresh. All my boys, I know, we have have a little friendly competition. Them boys might outshine me. I ain't gonna, it is what it is. But regardless of the fact, we gonna pull up and we gonna have a good time. So make sure y'all hit me up about the Pondu event happening in Orlando next Friday. My boy Eric has joined, so I'm gonna go ahead and sync him into the live. Appreciate everybody that's been waiting and chatting it up with your boy. We getting rolling. Sips up, y'all know me. I always gotta take a sip before I get my live started. My guy,
what's going on?
What's up, superstar? What you on your motorcycle, ain't you?
Yeah, I am.
I know it. I knew it.
am.
You never not own it. How's it going, man? Oh, he done left the live. Look at that. We was just live and then he left us just like that. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. He's always on his motorcycle. We'll definitely talk about that soon. But one thing about Eric is that he loves motorcycles. Like, I've been following him some time, and every time I see his live, like, he's literally on a motorcycle. As you guys see now, he's
There we
on
go.
a
I don't know what that was.
You're good, man. Welcome.
What's going on?
Man, just hanging in there, trying to, pregame for 420 tomorrow, Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
Right? Big
It's gonna
vibes.
be a
Big
good day,
vibes. Yes,
nonetheless.
especially
But
out here in LA.
you already know this is my first 420 in LA, so it wouldn't be right for me not to celebrate correctly.
Correctly. It's
Yeah,
funny too because unfortunately, it's during the pandemic, so it's not going to be the same as it's been for the past couple of years. But I mean, this is pretty much the birthplace of that industry, so it's going to still be big vibes throughout the city.
yeah, it's gonna be good vibes regardless. I'm gonna find something to get myself into, and it's Taco Tuesday, so like taco, tequila, and 420 all in one. Like, it's gonna be a vibe.
Yes. So what's going on, man? How's your day going?
My day is going pretty good. Like I said, I mean, I just moved into my crib this past weekend, so that's a blessing. Got my own crib, my own space now, so that's always good.
Yes.
And just hanging in there, honestly.
Okay. It's a
But
beautiful day, man.
it is. I see you outside, and I definitely want our viewers to get to know who you are.
Let me see if I can show you that view too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is out here. That is dope. Where you at right now? Is that one of the canyons?
Not too far from like Six Flags area.
Dope. Oh, you out there?
So
Out
probably
there?
like 30 minutes out of LA. Literally just pulled over to the side, took my jacket off.
Yo, vibes, man. So let the people know. I know, I got a chance to get to know who Eric Jordon Tidwell is. And yes, you got to say Eric Jordon Tidwell. It's 3 names. Don't forget it. For those that don't know, my boy is from Detroit. So let the people know a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so born and raised Detroit, Michigan. A lot of people always ask me about the full name thing. Pretty much, I was named after my father, but I'm not a junior. We got different middle names. So, I went ahead and started just using Eric Jordan at first, but it still just didn't feel like, every part of me. You know what I mean? Like, because my last name still means a lot to me. It's my family's name, and I don't know any famous Tidwells, do you? So let's go ahead and make the first one right here. So that's where the Eric Jordan Tidwell comes into play. But born and raised in Detroit, for generations, my family worked in construction, so that's kind of what I grew up doing, and stumbled into modeling in the city. Started as a runway model, then transitioned to New York to keep the career going. While I was out in New York, I did New York Fashion Week. I did a lot of campaigns with like Mountain Dew, a lot of different little work on Facebook. And from there, just wanted to kind of continue to grow and expand and work in the industry. I got contacted by a production company called Creative Direction that were putting together a project called Tough Love. Went and auditioned for them. First time ever kind of auditioning for something like that. Just went in there and gave it my best. Got casted, and first day on set fell in love with acting. Kept that going. Moved to LA, and here we are today.
Nah, definitely. And you mentioned construction, and one thing I noticed about you is that you take really good care of your body. You seem to be very well into fitness, so I know the construction definitely plays a part in it. But like, what does fitness mean to you? You ever thought about being a personal trainer?
Well, yeah, I actually own a health and wellness company. If you search on Instagram, it's called Enerj Fitness, ENERJ. I started that company in 2016 after completing the Tough Love project, believe it or not. And actually, it's funny because they wanted me to play a larger role in that project, but because I was so busy with modeling and the business that I had just started, that's why I ended up getting placed to a secondary role. However, it's something that has always been important to me because I grew up as an athlete. I was playing sports in high school, basketball, football. It's always been like a part of me, but weight training really didn't come into play and understanding it until my modeling career had got going. After doing a few shows in the city, a personal trainer by the name of Fresh, his company is Billion Dollar Bodies out in Detroit, Michigan, and that's their Instagram as well. He actually reached out to me and told me that he'll give me free personal training as long as I helped him like gain clients and just promote his business and stuff like that. So I mean, it helped both of us because I went from 175 pounds to 205 pounds in like 3.5 months. And, just like my weight shot up, so did a lot of the opportunities. And that's when I really got into more and more like fitness modeling and just more commercial work. And, it was a blessing to me. And from learning about, how to weight train and how to do it properly and the fact that, anybody can do it if they just work at it long enough and stick with it. That's kind of what got me into like sharing that with others. I mean, naturally too, because your friends see you doing something and they want to be a part of the progress and work on themselves and things like that. So I mean, just working on myself and then helping my friends, it just naturally grew from there. But
How do
these
you
days, I
keep?
don't do much of the personal training anymore.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy out here. And one thing I'm learning is like trying to learn is like how to have a fixed schedule. So like, how do you even fit in time to like ride your bike, going to the gym and still be out and about and auditioning and all these things? Like, how do you develop such a schedule if you even have one? Because LA is wild.
You wake up early, man.
Mm.
Wake up early. I'm normally up around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. No alarm. My body just does it, whether it's light outside or night or not. All year round now. I'm popping up at that time. So I
Wow.
mean, I think I get more of the day, obviously, because I'm up through it. Like if we think about a day being like 24 hours, right? And you just break that down into 12s. Like let's say like the first 12 is like daytime and the second 12 is night. Like if you sleep and don't wake up till let's say 8 o'clock, you can already miss 8 hours of the day.
You
You know,
did.
you know what I'm saying? Of the brighter side. So now you downhill. You going. Oh man,
And
sorry.
it's over.
Dry throat. You going down. You're going downhill from there. So yeah, for me, I actually wake up a little bit earlier, and some of the work that I'm involved with, obviously, being on the West Coast, East Coast time, 6 a.m. for us is 9 a.m. and they're already up and rolling. So,
Yes.
it's just been on my schedule for a little while now.
That makes sense. And like we see everybody, he's outside, he's riding his bike. And like I mentioned earlier, this man loves his bike. I think he's on his bike probably most of his life. He might sleep on his
That's,
bike too.
that's funny. I actually, a lot of people know that that's something that's new. When I first moved here, I wasn't riding. I just started this. I picked this up during the pandemic. So
Wow.
I mean, with obviously with us being locked in the house and not being able to do a lot. Sometimes even like being in the car, you still kind of feel like you're in a box. But being on the bike, everything's just free. It's open air. Like as soon as I get on it, it's exciting. So I love it. Yeah, for sure.
Did you ride motorcycles like or bikes before like at all, like anytime or like your
Nah, I
first time?
literally went from like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on this to I'm flying now. I'm flying.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
What is with motorcycles? So one thing I've always been I've never been a big fan of motorcycles. I'll tell you that I've never been a big fan of motorcycles and bikes because of the safety of it, not because of the
Okay.
people that are actually riding them, but
Mhm.
because of like the people around. And so, how do you keep
Yeah.
yourself safe? And what do you think is important for people
Yeah.
that want to get into motorcycles to know?
Whew, good question. Good question. And to be honest with you, like you said, those are things that you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality, I accept that. I understand that. Like that's something that goes upon like your whole day. Like if you're crossing the street, like what makes a car stop? Only them choosing to stop. So I mean, like the same thing with riding a motorcycle. You actually take up less space, so the freeway you have more room to maneuver, believe it or not. So I mean, like that's being a rider. That's how I look at it. And I think about it obviously from the more positive side. But you definitely think ahead. You ride your ride. You make sure that there's a lot of space for you, if you need to maneuver. And yeah, I mean, especially with it being faster, a lot of times I'll just get in front of the car. So I don't even have to
Oh, you the one that
worry
be
about
squeezing
that.
on the side and then going in front of us. That's you.
Yeah, nah, that's oh no. The only time I'm really like splitting like that is when everybody is still anyway and it's
Okay,
traffic.
okay,
So
yeah.
it's trust me, it's all about safety. It's a lot of people. Sure, you definitely hear about some accidents and things like that, but it's way more people that I've talked to that have never had an accident. So it definitely is about just being safe within yourself. Like I said, the danger is there regardless, and no matter what you do.
I
It's
like it.
just
Is
about
riding your bike a way that you clear your head and clear your mindset? I feel like it's definitely a getaway from the world. Like, look where you're at now. Like, you at this beautiful scene, so
yeah.
it got to be a
I just told
getaway.
everybody that just got on to see one more time.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, and like I said, you can easily just, it's no cars around here.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That you out in the middle of nowhere just by your damn self. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah, no, this it's beautiful, man. But yeah, so that's where the modeling and acting came from. Definitely the personal training. I still am into fitness and things like that. Um, But even right now, for me, like what keeps me kind of going is just the fact that like, somebody gave me they said something to me like about a couple years ago, and I'm trying to remember like what the quote was, but pretty much what he told me is that like, you know, once you achieve your goal or like, gaining a possession or gaining a title or something like that, like, you know, it's a lot easier to get it than it is to maintain it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, just I right now I can't even remember exactly how he put it, but pretty much what I took from that was that yeah, somebody can lose 30 pounds, right? But can they keep those 30 pounds off? Instead of putting it back on. Yeah, you can win an award for, best lead role in this. Can you win it again? Can you defend the title? Same thing with like sports. Like it's competitive nature. How do you keep improving? How do you keep getting the best? So I think that's what kind of just keeps me going is the fact that I grew up as an athlete, and also with the background of kind of working on my hands. This work is definitely a lot easier compared
Definitely.
to that. So you know, and I mean, like I showed you the view, so look at where I get to do it at.
Nah, I love that.
You know.
So we talked a little bit about your modeling. You told us you did New York Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week. You've done a lot of
Yeah.
different modeling, but I came across your interview this past weekend, and you almost did not even get into modeling until it like kind of like this was kind of run up on you, and then you decided to take a
Yeah.
chance on it. So tell the viewers a little bit about that may not have tuned into your interview over the weekend.
Yeah. So like I said, growing up, none of my friends or family members, anybody work in entertainment or anything close to what it is that I'm doing now. So what when I grew up and kind of moved out the house, I was just kind of figuring out my own thing. So I started working at Chrysler on the assembly plant building Ford trucks. And growing up in Detroit, Michigan, like this is like a premier job. You're making $15 an hour. You could work there 30 years, get a pension. Like that's the plan that your family kind of sees for you and it sets out for you. Even with the degree, this is something that they still consider a great job because of the pay raises and stuff like that that come along. But I just knew that even that wasn't where I wanted to be just because it's repetitive nature. So kind of in the process of figuring out myself and traveling and things like that. There was this girl that I met along the way who was a friend of a friend, and me and her started dating. She had just moved back to the city from Atlanta, and this was like 2014. And around this time, there wasn't like influencers or anything like that, but she was on the first kind of wave of that. So she was doing a lot of like photo shoots and different little projects. So I used to take her to auditions and support her when I was off work and stuff like that, just being like a good boyfriend, whatever. And I thought it was something that was completely different from me, so I thought it was cool that she did it. I never thought it was anything like for me. So one day I'm sitting there at one of her auditions in the lobby. I'm waiting for her and I'm kind of on my phone. And this lady walks over to me and she asks me during my audition, am I there to audition? And I kind of laughed it off. because I've never done any modeling. I don't know any male models. You know what I mean? Like everything that I've seen on TV about male modeling didn't look anything like me or the people around me or my city. So I was like, I was just like, it's got to be a joke. But she was like, no, like we really need some guys. Here's like a number or whatever. Just like decide to. So I go over and I talk to my girlfriend at the time because we were kind of like at odds, I think, for that weekend or that week or something like that. And I knew that was something that she really liked. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can do it together and not just like smooth things over, whatever beef we were having. So I auditioned and I remember like going over and asking her. She was like, yeah, it's cool. And I watched one of the guys do it, and literally all he did was like walk in a straight line, strike a pose at the end, and walk back. And to me, I'm like, that's it. Like it's not,
It's
it's
really
like
that
it's
easy.
like it's like it's no flare or no fireworks or anything like that. Like that's all you gotta do. And so I felt confident. I felt I could do that. I've been walking my whole life. So I get in audition. I walk to the audition table. I do like a little. I don't even know, just like a basic little.
You know what? We know we ain't got that many poses.
And that's those are the only two poses I know. So I hit him with the 1, 2, and it's just and walk back. And I walk back, and they ended up casting me for the show. And I swear to you not, man, my very first time being at that show and being backstage, it was nothing like I had ever seen in my life. Like I said, I'm used to construction, assembly plants, locker rooms, and now I'm around models, designers, fabrics and clothes and roses and just everything that is like straight out of a movie. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember walking out onto the stage when the curtains opened and just hearing an applause, and that really it really touched me honestly because I didn't invite any of like my friends or anything like that because I wasn't even like taking it seriously. It was just something I was just doing just to like trying to smooth things over with my ex or whatever. So I didn't invite anybody because like I said, I thought it was a joke. But to hear the applause and it just really really touched me from people that I had never seen, and at the same time, like I said, I didn't think I was doing anything special because it's still just walk 1, 2. You know what I mean? Like
That's all it
y'all
is.
done,
Walk.
seen that before, So, I'm like, what is it?
Ain't nothing special. Same old.
I didn't know what it was. So I told myself that after the show I was gonna keep my costume. I'm not costume, but
Your little
outfit on.
wardrobe.
Yeah, my outfit
Little
on.
foyness.
And
I feel you.
exactly. So I'm gonna keep the outfit on this way when I walk around. They know who I was. In case somebody want to say something or whatever. So I'm walking around and people are asking to take pictures with me. People like giving me their cards, asking me like model for this or that, and what's my rate and stuff like that. And I'm like, rate? What? Think on that. Like, hold on. So
Right. Let me see. Let me get the bag.
I didn't even know. So here it is that like from there it kind of grew and became something. And like I said, I literally I fell in love with it. So it's funny how when I look back on it, when I tell this story, my first time modeling, I fell in love with it. First time acting, I fell in love with it. And it's like these things. First time getting on a motorcycle, I fell in love with it. So it's like the things that you fall in love with, do more of, and I mean, like I said, look at the journey that's brought me on. So I'm really really happy, blessed, thankful, man. Just and excited for the rest of the journey.
Now you've been busy, bro. You've done a lot. You've been busy. I've done my research, and you've been grinding, man. Like
Thank you.
you worked with Travis Scott.
Yeah.
You almost got in a fight with Travis Scott.
Yeah.
How'd you even get that Brooklyn like to be that guy that's gonna fight Travis Scott? How you like Travis Scott?
I mean,
You know what I'm
Detroit,
saying?
Michigan. We shooting in Detroit, Michigan. Who else you gonna have other than Eric Jordon Tidwell? Come on. So we there. We shooting in Detroit. I get the phone call, and I don't even think they told me in the first like few conversations that it was even going to be like a project with Travis Scott. They were just kind of telling me what was going on, big project, the number. This is what they wanted to do. And honestly, the number that they told me they were going to give me alone was enough for, whatever they wanted me to do. But then when I ended up finding out like exactly how big it was, I was like, oh, I should ask some more. But it ended up being a short film that was produced by Travis Scott and Apple Music. And
Dope.
this is when they had first started doing their little kind of like Apple TV on Apple Music, with the little Apple videos and stuff like that. And Travis always being, outside the box. Instead of just doing a video, he wanted to do the whole little short to it. So it ended up being really, really dope. And this was in 2017. So this was after shooting Tough Love and, working as a model, moving to New York, moving back, starting the fitness company. So even when I was in the city, I was doing a lot of like promotion throughout the city about my fitness brand. So, there's Detroit is my home, man. Like, I love the city and the city loved me. So, I was definitely blessed to be able to be the person that was selected to be a part of that.
And I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad you got to experience that. And of course, it went on from there, because then you got starred and you got casted to be in Tough Love. Not only were you in the original, but then you moved out to LA and you became part of the LA casting and series episode of that. What was it like working with Caleb and Ronnie Davis for that series? And how did you even get casted to be on Tough Love?
So they actually reached out to me, in 2015 after doing New York Fashion Week. My modeling had picked up a lot of momentum and, my brand was growing. So they contacted me through Model Mayhem, actually, which was kind of surprising because, I definitely wasn't, an actor at that point in time. So to have an acting role kind of like pop up, was unique, which is I think another reason why I was really, really interested in it. So ended up going in and they gave me a script. Never did this before, but they were like, hey, read this. And, that's what it was. And as I was reading the words, just like how when you read in a book, you kind of see what the story is and you kind of imagine it. So as I was reading it out loud, I was trying to express this emotion that I felt like this person was having. You know what I mean? Like essentially like playing pretend, make believe. Like we did that growing up. So now we get to do it, get paid for it, and do it in all kind of places around the world.
Dope. And then you play this character Keith.
Yeah.
Keith. And I ain't got a chance to double him down. I done told you about Keith.
Yeah.
Tell them about who Keith is. Tell them about the character Keith and how much you two are actually alike.
Oh, so
If
I
at
forgot
all.
actually forgot the second half of your question about what was it like working with Caleb and Ronnie. They're amazing. They're a power couple for sure. Black love exists. Example of that too. They're amazing. Definitely writer, director. Combo. So that's a 1-2 punch.
I definitely gotta get him on the show. I want to interview both of them together because I gotta learn about the Tough Love series. So you can help me make that happen. Definitely let me know.
Oh yeah, no, that's a phone call away, bro, for sure.
Yeah, appreciate you.
But as far as Keith,
good old Keith.
Keith, I like Keith. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him because I ain't got nothing bad to say about Keith. Keith is a good guy. Keith got a good heart. Keith trying to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? He don't.
Would you say he's misunderstood?
Nah, he not misunderstood.
Okay.
I don't think he misunderstood, and I'm actually happy that you said that too because I don't think it's a thing about being misunderstood. I think that I think that he's still just like clearly maturing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's still like maturing that he has to do. I'm not gonna give too much the details away, but for the people that haven't watched it yet, make sure you tune in for sure. But there were a lot of decisions that he made that had very, very severe consequences. And some of those decisions I feel like he should not have made. I wasn't there when he made them. I wasn't there when he made them. But, I know that when he did it, he wasn't trying to hurt nobody. But sometimes you hurt people unintentionally. You know what I mean? And, just like how you said, when it comes to like these riding and, other variables, sometimes things are out of your control with, with certain accidents. But even when he makes mistakes, I've seen him throughout the show continue to like try and make up for these mistakes. Try and you know take accountability for them too. And a lot of people don't do that. Men and women. And I think that it's even more important for a man to do it. You know what I mean? At any age, starting as a kid, you start teaching them, these certain principles. So for Keith, I think that his journey has definitely like changed him to the point where he's now like for sure a little more toxic. But I think that's because just the fact that he's been hurt. So he's more guarded. He's not as free loving. You know what I mean? Not as green as some people like to say. But I still don't think like I said anything bad about him, because he's still hard worker. Still not giving up on love. And man, yeah, like I said, I don't got nothing bad to say about.
How much alike are
I'm
you like
still
Keith
seeing
though?
Keith.
That's the question. How much alike are you like Keith? Are there any similarities between you and your character?
You're gonna have to ask Ronnie that one. So you're gonna have to ask Ronnie that one. Ask her where she got her inspiration for Keith from. But yeah, nah, for sure there is definitely some similarities between me and Keith. I'm not gonna say if it's New York Keith or LA Keith, but yeah, for sure.
Touche, my guy. Touche. I like it. So I don't want to, I don't want to spoil the show either, because the show is really good. So if y'all haven't seen the Tough Love series, make sure y'all go check it
Right.
out. Like I said, my boy's in the original, episodes, original season, as well
Yeah.
as the LA version. So make
Yeah.
sure y'all go out and watch it and see his character grow.
It's exciting. It's definitely exciting. I didn't give y'all no details. Like if you ask Lamar, I tiptoed around everything.
He did.
I tiptoed around it, but
I
it's
had
a
a
great
question,
show.
but I ain't gonna ask because I want y'all to go watch it yourself.
Yeah, I knew
you
you was gonna ask. I knew where you was gonna go. No, they got it. They got to tap in, man. It's a great show, guys. Like, go watch it for sure. It's amazing. Like, you could start with the first season. Start with the first season in New York, 2015. This way, it makes sense to you. You get it?
Yeah. So I do got a question though, and I don't think this is spoiling it. What's your love language or love languages?
Physical touch, and I would say, is loyalty one?
There's quality time. There's physical touch. There's words of affirmation.
Affirmation, yeah.
There's
Yeah, those would
gifts,
be my.
and then there's actions.
Yeah, those would be my top three. The actions, the actions, words of affirmation, physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yeah, actions, words of affirmation, physical touch.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
Like
in
if we're
today's
talking about
age,
love, we're talking about love. Like
we're talking about love, of
love.
course. Now in today's age, we got social media, we got relationship goals, we got dating apps, and all these different things that I feel like make the dating scene a little bit hard for some people. So, what are some key things for a woman to know about you, or a woman that's interested in you that wants to get with you? What does she got to do to catch Eric's attention? Like, what does she got to do? What kind of games she got to be running in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way?
Right. That's a good question. I don't get asked that a lot. I appreciate you asking me that.
Of course.
For me, believe it or not, man, I don't think I'm complicated. I don't think I'm complicated. For me, it's about being able to have good conversation. Whether it's keep it going. Well, no, like okay, so you got to be able to keep a conversation going and be able to initiate a conversation. All right. So the communication to me, I feel like is like number one, for sure. Because when you're spending time with somebody, like you eventually got to talk.
You do right. It's gonna be boring.
You gotta talk eventually. So communication for sure. After that, it's important for me to see like somebody who like like I said about the actions, whatever it is that you say you actually do and are about as well. You know what I mean? I feel like that's really impressive. Unfortunately, just you know what I mean, how rare that is these days. But just the fact that I know that it's a rarity, that's what makes it impressive. And I mean, I also want to see somebody that take care of themselves. You know what I mean? Like if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of me, kids, la 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 la. La. So I want to see somebody that also like is um, I don't want to say like somebody that don't don't need a man or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say somebody that
You
don't
want
need
to
a man.
be wanted, but you don't
Yeah,
need me. I
yeah,
want you to want me, but
exactly,
don't need me.
exactly.
I say that all the time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So
Don't like if I was not to be there, I don't want you to be out here struggling. You want me, but you don't need me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
So
hold your own. That's very important. I definitely respect that.
yeah, so I don't think it's I was going to say the word independent, but it's not that. You know what I mean? Like what it is for me is it's ambitious. So it's like it's communication, action, and ambition. I guess. Or communication and ambition. You just probably put those together. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
my number one thing on my list. Ambition
yeah.
is number one for me.
So that I think that's something that also like stands out a lot too.
I like that. So you got anybody? You in a dating scene right now? You talking to anybody? You cuffed up? I know the ladies want to know, so I'm gonna ask the question.
Man, Rocky, where you at?
Yeah.
Yo, Rocky, say
Yeah.
me. What do I say? Rocky. Yo, I mean,
Can't be bailed out of this one.
somebody here on the intercom? Anybody? Hello? Nobody's feeding me the lines anymore. But when it's what am I gonna say to that? You fucked me up, man.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, what's up?
You
What
fucked
we
me up with
doing?
that one. All right, so I'm gonna be completely honest. with you.
Said
You
focus
know what
on
I
your
mean?
career.
I'm gonna be completely honest. All right, so I'm single because I'm not married. And
No, somebody like me, bro, would have
when
sucked
I'm
that
getting
answer.
when I'm interested in marrying somebody, you guys will know.
That's all we need to know. I'll accept the answer. It's on the board, Steve. I'll
It
accept the
is,
answer.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be all out there. It's gonna be all
It's
out
number
there.
6 on the board, but we
And
accept it.
believe it or not, like I'm not I'm a relationship kind of guy for sure. I've been in a relationship when I've been out here. A lot of people know that I was in a very, very, very public relationship. So I'm like I said, I'm not opposed to love. I want to be married. I want to have kids. All of those things. But I'm definitely like taking my time. Since that last relationship, and that was the longest one I've ever been in too. So just
How
honestly,
long
like
was
I
it?
said, it was a little over 2 years.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good amount of time. I respect it.
So and if we also still even getting deep into it, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be 29 this year, so to me like 30 is approaching. So I mean like, I'm not trying to be dealing with too much, well into my 30s and stuff like that. I want to have kids young and stuff like that. So I mean like, my next relationship, I want it to be my last relationship. And because I have been through, some embarrassment and being in a super public relationship, thinking that everything was going great, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, before any of that happens again, I just want to be completely confident that me and this person on the same page. So
I
that's
respect
what
it.
it is.
I
Yeah.
respect that's real.
Yeah.
But like the boy, like Rocky said, we had said talk about your career. I just had to ask the question. What's next for Eric? What new projects are you working on? What can people expect from you next? Like, let us know.
So right now, I'm actually in the process of finishing editing a project called "Don't Get Caught Lacking" that I wrote and directed.
Dope.
It's a female lead for that. I think it's very important for us to show strong women on TV,
Yes.
strong Black women. Um, instead of victims. Oh, it's just
Yes.
I just got real scared. I heard some noises coming out of there.
Probably
I
the
was like,
smoke.
whoa, what is that? I'm gonna walk over here. We gonna walk over here. But yeah, so definitely finishing the edit on that. there's a couple other projects that are actually in the works as well that I can't even say anything about yet. Super excited about that. Um, I have a book that I'm finishing, so you guys will see that pretty soon.
Is the book
And
about your life?
the book is about my life a little bit. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I was
It's like a
inspired
topic.
to write this book after a car accident that I had in June, this last June. And that's actually when I picked up motorcycle riding right after the car accident, believe it or not. So I was hit by a drunk driver in Detroit, Michigan, visiting family the night of June 19th, out in the city celebrating the Black Independence Day. And heading home on the freeway, there was this truck kind of swerving. So I kind of like slowed down just to let him get further ahead of me. And as I slowed down, there was a car on the right that didn't slow down and tried to get past him. He swerved, hit him, smacked him into a wall, bounced his car off, and it kind of like spun over to a lane. I seen it coming into my lane, so I tried to like get around him because it was still another lane open on that side. And I think that he ended up getting unconscious or something like that because the car was no longer in control. It ended up going sideways along the freeway. Ended up hitting the back end of my car. My car spun out, knocked the back tire off on the rental car. It was a whole accident on the I-75 freeway. And come to find out, I found out the next day that the car that he hit before mine, that driver propelled out of the car and died instantly. And I didn't even know that because when he hit the car, it was a lot of smoke that just kind of like popped up immediately. So I couldn't see nothing. And obviously I'm watching him trying to do my best not to get hit too. So, you know, when I found that out the next day, getting some information for the rental company, it really just opened my eyes because I was like, you know, here it is that I continue to have like, you know, these different doors that open up for me and, you know, these experiences where, you know, if I would have sped up, you know, that could have been me, but I decided to slow down. So, you know, I thought about that with life, like, you know, slow down, you know what I mean? Like, look at what's going on. And the more and more that I listen to people that, you know, are successful, and you know, I hear them continue to just talk about how like the journey is the reward. So, you know, the more and more that I try and take that to heart, you know, the more and more that I understand that like, you know, where you're at right now, you know what I mean, it's a reward because, you know, look at where you came from. So, I mean, I definitely feel even more of that too. Obviously, like, you know, being on the bike because you feel so much more like connected to the world and stuff like that, like more part of it. So, yeah, man, it's just like I said earlier, like whatever you love, do more of, for sure, and make you a happier person.
That's beautiful,
Happier
dog.
people make the world a better place.
Yes. Yes. That is dope, man. No, I appreciate you for even that. I think that's the perfect note to even end on. You know, what I mean, I was gonna ask you, you know, if any advice you can get anybody, but I think that's it right there. Slow down, take your time,
Yeah,
keep pushing, stay focused, and take chances on stuff because if Eric didn't take a chance with modeling, who knows what we probably wouldn't even know Eric. And now we're
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I have a tattoo that says you miss every shot you don't take. And I had that tattoo since I was 18, and I didn't start modeling or doing anything like that till like 22.
Look
So,
at
like I
you.
said, growing up as an athlete, you know, that was something that always, you know, stuck in my brain. You know, being a huge fan of Kobe, you know, Kobe gonna shoot. So, I mean, the quote, you miss every shot you don't take is so true because you fail, you about to try. So go ahead and get your best. What you got to lose?
That's dope, man. Let the people know how they can follow you. How can they keep up with you on your acting journey, your modeling journey, your book journey, all that? Let them know.
Yeah, so definitely tap in. Once again, my name is Eric Jordon Tidwell. You can follow that on Instagram. On Instagram, there's a link in my bio to everything. Pretty soon, that link will be replaced with my new website, which will have everything consolidated into one place, which will be ericjordantidwell.com. So, like I said, if you just go ahead and follow me on Instagram, you'll see everything there. And if you want to tap in with any of my other pages or any of my previous work, just take that same Instagram name and put it into Google, Eric Jordon Tidwell in Google, and all of my past work, past photos. You'll get to see a lot of my journey, my YouTube page, like just everything will be there. And thank you for all of the support throughout the years. I'm super excited. Can't wait to keep going. On the way home right now, you know, and I hope everybody had a great day today. What's today? Monday, right?
Yes.
Come on, man. So we killed this Monday. Let's kill tomorrow too.
I love that, man. And everybody, make sure you guys follow me at Unstoppable TV for more exclusive interviews like this. I got like my boy Eric. Hey, we finally know we outside tomorrow. I want to see what Bill Fine's gonna do this
We
weekend. We gotta
outside
celebrate.
tomorrow. What you mean?
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
You're right.
Okay,
It's a,
we got
what
something
they
to
say, it's a
celebrate
holiday,
tomorrow.
right?
I'm with the vibes, but bro, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in with me and on my show. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Rocky for hitting this up. Love the view, amazing view
Yeah.
out here in LA. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, but it's been a pleasure, my brother.
Thank you so much, man. Have a great day. Have a great night. And keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate the support.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you. And
All right.
everybody else, y'all have a good night. And happy 420.
Bellow on the